Welcome to Miss English!
Welcome back to Miss English, the place where we turn everyday conversations into powerful English lessons that actually stay in your mind. Today's episode is fun, slightly dramatic, a little emotional, and very practical because we're learning how to talk about yesterday using the past simple tense. And trust me, by the end of this conversation, you will not only understand the grammar, you will feel confident using it naturally.
That already sounds exciting, Zara, because many learners understand the rule of past simple, but when they start speaking, they suddenly get confused between go and went, or eat and ate. So today, we are going to fix that confusion through a real conversation, a real story, and a little bit of humor.
Exactly, Ayan. So let me start with a simple question that uses past simple. What did you do yesterday? Notice, everyone, I said, did you do, not did you did, because after did, we use the base form of the verb.
Oh yes, that mistake is very common. So let me answer properly. Yesterday, I woke up early because I had an important meeting at college. I prepared my presentation, drank a strong cup of coffee, and left the house around 8 a.m.
That was a perfect use of past simple, Ayan. You said woke up, had, prepared, drank, and left, which are all past forms. Some are regular verbs like prepared, and some are irregular like drank.
Exactly, and let me continue the story because something unexpected happened. When I reached college, I realized that I forgot my USB drive at home, and for a moment, I completely panicked.
Oh no, that sounds stressful. So what did you do then?
I called my brother immediately, explained the situation, and asked him to send the file through email. Luckily, he responded quickly and saved my day.
That turned into a happy ending. And everyone listening, notice how Ayan used simple past to describe completed actions. Reached, realized, forgot, called, explained, and asked. Past simple is used when we talk about finished actions in the past.
That's right, Zara. Now it's your turn. What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday was quite interesting, actually. I visited my grandmother in the afternoon because she wasn't feeling very well, and we talked for hours about her childhood memories.
That sounds so heartwarming. What did she tell you?
She told me stories about how she studied without electricity and walked long distances to attend school. She described her struggles, but she also smiled and said those days shaped her strength.
Wow, that is both serious and inspiring. And again, listeners, notice Zara used past simple verbs like visited, wasn't, talked, told, studied, walked, and described.
Yes, and here's another important structure, negative sentences. For example, I didn't stay very long because I had work in the evening. Notice I said didn't stay, not didn't stayed.
That's such an important point, Zara. After didn't, we always use the base verb. For example, I didn't understand the instructions at first, but later I asked for clarification.
Perfect example. Now let's make it more fun. Yesterday evening, I tried to cook pasta for dinner, but I accidentally added too much salt, and oh gosh, it tasted terrible.
That happens to everyone. Yesterday, I attempted to fix my bike, but I made the situation worse and finally took it to the repair shop.
See, this is how past simple makes storytelling alive. We use it to narrate events step by step in chronological order.
Exactly, and here's another question form for practice. Where did you go yesterday evening?
I went to the supermarket to buy groceries and I met an old school friend there. We talked for a few minutes and exchanged phone numbers.
That's great. Notice how the question uses did you go, but the answer uses went. That's because in questions we use did plus base verb, and in statements we use the past form.
Yes, and we can also use time expressions like yesterday, last night, last week, 2 days ago, and in 2023 to make it clear that we are talking about the past.
Let's make a serious example too. Yesterday, I felt disappointed because I didn't perform well in one part of my presentation, but I learned from my mistakes and promised myself to improve.
That's a powerful use of past simple, Ayan. It shows reflection and growth. We often use past simple not just for actions, but also for emotions, like felt, liked, loved, hated, and enjoyed.
Exactly. So if someone asks, "How was your day yesterday?" you can respond with detailed sentences instead of just saying, "It was fine."
For example, you can say, it was productive because I completed my tasks, attended meetings, and spent time with my family. That sounds much more expressive.
So let's summarize in a simple way. We use past simple for finished actions in the past. We use regular verbs with ed, like worked and played, and irregular verbs like went, saw, and ate.
And in questions and negatives, we use did or didn't plus the base verb, not the past form.
See how easy it becomes when we practice through stories instead of memorizing rules?
Exactly. So tonight, before you sleep, try to describe your whole day in English using past simple sentences. Tell your own story confidently.
Because the more you practice speaking about yesterday, the more fluent you become today.
Thank you for joining us in this fun and meaningful episode about talking about yesterday.
Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep turning small daily stories into powerful English conversations.
See you in the next episode of Miss English.
And yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Miss English.